What's up, y'all? Got another topic today. Talk about provocateurs. What is a provocateur? It's when somebody is provoking something, and it's relevant right now because of provocateurs during the riots, and something specifically looks like it was being provoked. So if you look in the news currently today, you'll see people talking about far-right white supremacists were pretending to be far-left Antifa members so that they could cause a bunch of chaos and blame it on the leftists. And then you'll see the same story is exact same depending on where you look, stating that it was the far-left extremist Antifa members trying to make it look like they were the Boog Boys or the far right, like Boog Boys. If you don't know what that is, it's a reference to the Boogaloo, which originally was some sort of dance or something like that, but got memed and turned into a term that is supposed to refer to Americans fighting back against the government. So you'll have these people saying that there were leftists pretending to be the Boog Boys, like they're going to come through and actually cause damage. And so the provocateurs basically are flying the false flag. So they're coming in and they're dressing up like somebody else, and they're saying, this is what this group believes in. Look at me, I'm a member of this group. This is how this group behaves. Not only do you have that going on between elements of the right and left pretending to be each other and trying to make each other look bad and to provoke bad things into happening in other people's names, but you specifically see this tactic happening most often with elements of government or police. They're agent provocateurs. We had all these protests going on. For the most part, these protests probably would have just been a shit ton of people rightfully angry at the police for killing another innocent person. The worst thing that could happen for the police is for their riots to just go on peacefully. It's a public relations nightmare. For them, they're going to be looking at that like, man, we just can't even deal with that type of PR regularly. So an easy way to shut that down is to dress a cop up like a regular person. Say he wears all black, but he's still wearing his combat boots, and he's got a gas mask on, and he's holding an umbrella, and he carries an umbrella and busts the first windows out of the auto zone. The police department in that situation denies it. They said, oh yeah, we looked into it, but that wasn't our guy. So, rest assured, we're just out there protecting peaceful protests. And that's absolutely not the case. The police and the government have a huge incentive to discredit and to shut down these protests from happening. So another thing that we saw happening is pallets of bricks, just like in places that are likely going to have protests. And when you look around in those areas, there really isn't any construction, and they weren't there previously. And so Facebook's already putting up their bogus fact checkers saying this is mostly false. Even right there, just saying something's mostly false is an indication that it's partially true. So in some cases, some of those bricks may have been associated with nearby construction and may have previously been there already, but not in all of the cases. In some cases, somebody was going there and propping those things, leaving them as bait so that they would get taken and used in the riots. So that's going on. I think the issue here to take away from this is, I think it's a phrase from the Bible, by their fruits you shall know them. All right. Look at each individual and what they're doing by their actions. All right. What does an individual do by their actions? And then the other thing is, like, you can't just collectivize people and say this person thinks that all cops are bastards, so that they're this type of person, or this person is against racism, so they're this type of person. If you collectivize and group people this way, the second that you associate yourself with a group, that group is then vulnerable to being exploited by some sort of provocateur. They can come in and they can say, I'm a member of this group, look what I just did, this group is bad because of what I just did. And so it's collective guilt, it's collectivism, the idea that everybody of a particular group can be punished because of the actions of one person within a group. So takeaway here, just watch how you're going to associate yourself, watch what labels you allow yourself to be associated with, watch what movements you associate yourself with. Never judge people by group activities, and stay away from the ideas of collectivism in general, and judge each individual by his or her own actions. That's all I got. What do you guys think about protests, riots? Were these spontaneous and just random people just acting of their own interest, or were people flying false flags? Were they going through and doing bad things in somebody else's name? Do you think that's actually going on or not? Let me know.